Welcome to Screamville, the official home of horror. 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue isn't just the seat of power. It's also, allegedly, the country's most haunted house. Yes, the White House has a reputation for being a hotspot of paranormal activity. Get ready as we delve into the ghostly tales and spooky encounters that have plagued presidents and dignitaries for centuries. Join me if you dare as we uncover the ghostly residents who roam its halls. Let's get spooky. First up, we're tackling the big guy himself, Abraham Lincoln. Now, I'm not talking about his killer fashion sense in hats, I mean his lingering presence in the afterlife. See, even after Honest Abe met his untimely end, people claim his spirit stuck around. And who could blame him? You spend that much time dealing with political dramas, you might want to watch the chaos unfold from beyond the grave, too. Eleanor Roosevelt, First Lady Extraordinaire, claimed she felt Abe's presence on multiple occasions. Even Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands reportedly heard footsteps outside her room and swore it was Lincoln himself. But the most compelling tale comes from Winston Churchill. Picture this. Winnie, cigar in hand, fresh out of a bath, stark naked, strolls into his room, only to come face to face with a spectral Lincoln by the fireplace. Now that's an image that'll stick with you. Our next resident ghost is a woman of action, both in life and in the afterlife. Abigail Adams, wife of John Adams, wasn't just any first lady. She was managing the family farm, raising the kids, and offering her husband some seriously savvy political advice. Basically, she ran the show. So, it's no surprise that even death couldn't stop her. Legend has it, Abigail's spirit can still be seen, or rather smelled, in the White House. People have reported catching a whiff of fresh laundry, specifically lavender, her signature scent, wafting from the East Room, where she used to hang her clothes to dry. Some say she's still trying to get that presidential laundry done, while others think she's just messing with the staff. Either way, you gotta respect a woman who haunts with a purpose. So, we've had some seriously somber spirits so far, but let's talk about Andrew Jackson, the 7th President of the United States. This guy was known for being as tough as a hickory tree, hence the nickname Old Hickory. Jackson had a temper, loved to duel, and wasn't afraid of a good fight. Some might even say he enjoyed a good brawl. Now imagine this rough-and-tumble president kicking back in the afterlife. You'd think he'd be pretty chill, right? Wrong. People have reported hearing laughter, and not just any laughter, but boisterous, echoing laughter coming from the Rose Room. Some have even claimed to hear swearing, which, knowing Jackson, wouldn't be a surprise. The guy was known for his colorful language. Is it the ghost of Old Hickory still getting a kick out of things? I mean, I wouldn't put it past him. Before the White House was the White House, it was just a plot of land owned by a guy named David Burns. Now, Burns was a bit of a character, known for being, shall we say, protective of his property. He even had a nickname, Obstinate David Burns. So naturally, when the government wanted his land to build the White House, he wasn't exactly thrilled. He eventually agreed. But rumor has it he wasn't done fighting for his property, even in death. People have reported seeing a shadowy figure in the yellow Oval Room, believed to be the ghost of David Burns, still clinging to his former land. Can you blame the guy? It's prime real estate. Imagine haunting a place just because you're too stubborn to leave. That's dedication, my friends. Dolly Madison, the wife of James Madison, was basically the Beyoncé of her time. She was known for her lavish parties, her killer fashion sense, and her love of roses. She was also great when it came to saving important artifacts during the War of 1812, including a priceless portrait of George Washington. Now, legend has it that Dolly's love for the White House, and especially her beloved rose garden, continues in the afterlife. There's a story about a gardener who was about to chop down a magnificent magnolia tree in the rose garden. Suddenly, he felt a strong gust of wind and heard a woman's voice urging him to stop. The gardener claimed it was Dolly's ghost, protecting her precious garden from beyond the grave. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe Dolly's still throwing some serious shade from the afterlife. All right, get ready, because we're diving into the tale of Thomas Jefferson, the founding father who couldn't resist a good harpsichord jam. See, Tommy J was a known music lover. I mean, the dude practically invented playlists with his customized selection of tunes. So, it shouldn't come as a shock that some folks think his musical inclinations followed him into the afterlife. Staff and guests have reported hearing faint melodies, almost like ghostly chamber music, drifting through the White House halls. Could it be old TJ tickling the ivories in the afterlife? Or maybe it's just the pipes, Ryan. You know, old buildings and all that. Get ready for a real tearjerker, because this chapter is about young Willie Lincoln, who tragically passed away in the White House at just 11 years old. Imagine the grief, the sorrow, clinging to those walls. It's no wonder some believe Willie's spirit never truly left. Servants during his time reported hearing a child's laughter and cries echoing through the halls. Even President Taft's family claimed to have encountered Willie's ghost. Look, I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but if there's any place where a young soul might linger, it's got to be the White House, right? I mean, talk about unfinished business. This next story takes us deep into the murky waters of Civil War history with Annie Surratt. Her family was accused of conspiring with John Wilkes Booth to assassinate President Lincoln. Now, Annie maintained her innocence, but that didn't stop the authorities from imprisoning her in the White House. That's right, you heard me. They used the White House as a makeshift jail. Talk about adding insult to injury. Legend has it that Annie's anguished cries for help, for justice, can still be heard within the White House walls. It's a chilling reminder that even in a place of power, darkness and despair can leave an indelible mark. So we've talked about Annie Surratt, the daughter of Mary Surratt, who was implicated in Lincoln's assassination. But here's where the story gets weird. Some people claim to have encountered not Annie, but Anna Surratt in the White House. Now, Anna was another one of Mary's daughters, and she was never actually accused of anything related to the assassination. So why is her ghost hanging around 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue? Is it a case of mistaken ghostly identity? Or did Anna have some secret involvement in the plot that we don't know about? Get your tinfoil hats ready, folks, because this is where things get really interesting. Of all the ghosts said to haunt the White House, Abraham Lincoln is arguably the most famous. From Queen Wilhelmina's encounter to Churchill's naked run-in, Honest Abe seems to make his presence known pretty often. But some believe that Lincoln's ghost isn't just hanging around for the afterlife's version of a political rally. They say he appears during times of national crisis, a spectral guardian angel watching over the country he fought so hard to preserve. Is it true? Who knows? But it's definitely a comforting thought, especially when the world feels like it's going to hell in a handbasket. From eerie apparitions to unexplained sounds, the White House holds stories that transcend the boundaries of the living world. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a skeptic, these tales from the heart of U.S. history are sure to leave you pondering. Thanks for joining me on this ghostly journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay spooky.